You're listening to RIA Radio, the nationally trusted name in real estate investing. We dig deep to discover investors' why in real estate. If you want to skip all the BS and get in investors' heads, you're in the right spot. Be one of the thousands to check out RIARadio.com.
Stop overthinking. You have so many things in life to look forward to. Everyone has great ideas, and they have this little voice in their head that says, that's not safe. Don't do that. Yeah, you're right. And that little voice in your head can be shut down by the word let's go. Before you jump out of an airplane, before you get married, before you run into a house before a fire, before you do something scary, before you step on stage, before your next event, let's go.
This episode is brought to you by Entrepreneur Addict.
If you feel like marketing changes every 5 minutes, you're not wrong. You're right. And that's why we built Entrepreneur Addict. We take the chaos out and give you one simple roadmap to follow. Video that converts, local search results that rank, and content that actually connects with people. And all of this brings real results. Get started now. Get the clarity instead of the overwhelm by going to entrepreneuraddict.com/REIA now.
Welcome to RIA Radio, episode 278 with Jay Miralles.
All right, I thought we'd start off with the elephant in the room here, since it seems like it might be a good idea to bring up 50 Mile March
Yes.
and find out what is that and how did it come about. Since for those of you not watching, he's got a tattoo that says 50 Mile March, and it's not a small tattoo, and a shirt that he's rocking. So it seems like this might be something important to you. Is that fair to say?
Very important. I don't have anything else clean in my house except the clothes that I have on right now. No, the 50 Mile March is a foundation started back in 2020 to empower veterans who are struggling from mental health and homelessness. And those are two things that surrounded my life when I first got out of the military in 1998.
Now, if my notes are right, you were in the Air Force for 10 years.
Yes,
is
sir.
that right?
10 years.
And when you came out, in what capacity were you there, by the way? I know there's a ton of jobs. Everybody just assumes everybody does the same thing in the Air Force, but there's a lot of variety. What was your kind of day to day?
So the last few years were mobile command and control. I spent time with the Air Force base level honor guard, the people twirling rifles and folding flags, things of that nature. But for the most part, low level technician, frontline kind of grunt, in the Air Force. Odd jobs. Saudi Arabia, touched probably 7 different continents, but lived out of a bag. And I know that doesn't tell you much, but it was a hodgepodge of
Tell
jobs.
us about you have to kill us.
No, not even that. And that's the thing, Owen, is everyone wants to over glamorize what they did. I don't care if they served sandwiches or if they shot a gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We all served. And so that's something I really think about. Yeah, I became a great poker player after 10 years, though. So that'll tell you something.
Killing time in the barracks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I tell you what, speaking of 50 Mile March, though, I think we've had 4 guests now that participated.
That's crazy.
Gabe did that,
Gabe
right?
Ruiz.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And he got really emotional because his daughter, remember, he started crying and telling that story.
Yes.
And then we have had Ryan Miller and Michael Freed.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
and there's probably more, but those are the ones right off the top of my head.
There's a lot of people.
So you come back. Were you overseas?
So yes,
before you came back.
Before I came back, I was stationed at Offutt at my last stop, and that's where I got out. If I could share here, so I got out of the military, making $17,000 a year in 1998, not knowing what to do. I took a job, first job I can get. Went through a really, really bad divorce. I was the kind of guy who didn't want help. I was too proud. And what happens when you take yourself down that path is the world starts caving in on you. I wanted to take my life twice. I found myself living in my Ford Probe, living different people's houses until they kicked me out, living in Thanksgiving Lutheran Church's parking lot. So it was a grim 10 months. And then I met my wife, Becky, and things got a lot better. So thank God for her and the friends that helped me along too.
It's amazing what a strong spouse can do for you, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. Trust me. And a bossy one too. She's pretty amazing.
Well, I mean, you did come out of the military. It seems like there was a void there. You needed somebody bossing.
Yeah,
you around,
absolutely.
right?
Yes. I needed the structure. I needed the discipline. It just didn't know it's from her.
Do you think with, and we certainly don't have to dig
Yeah,
deep
please,
in this,
no,
but
I want
in
to.
your marriage that didn't work out, you mentioned it was pretty difficult divorce. Was it a long distance marriage there for quite a while, and then the reality kind of came
Yeah.
to fruition when you came back?
Deployed a few times, lived out of a bag, wasn't able to speak to her, and the mistrust there when that happens for 2 months at a time, when you just can't have any communication, you don't know what's going on. And I hate to say it, sometimes you're just glorified roommates, and we had different outlooks in life, and then the pressure of no money, and then the pressure of just not being able to stay above water. You fight about everything, and then it just becomes an unhealthy environment. And it was pretty abusive. When I say abusive towards me, and I don't like to say that too often because people always say, "Oh, well, that's different," but it didn't end well. And I moved out of the house. I said, listen, take everything, literally everything. I left with the shirt on my back and barely any of my memorabilia. So, but life got really good after that. So
how long did it take you to get where you were in a better, mental place? You mentioned you had thought about taking your life a couple of times, and sounds like, homelessness was a real thing.
Yes.
What did you change? Or was it a mindset thing? Was it a determination thing? Like, maybe if you could talk us through. I mean, this is, we're talking, it sounds like, about rock bottom here.
Oh, rock bottom. I mean, I wish Owen on Nobody talked to somebody. I wanted to isolate myself. I wanted the pain to go away. I thought it was a burden to even my friends, till one of my buddies go, hey, listen, you're going to live in my basement. You're going to do chores. You're going to wash my car. You're going to mow my lawn. It was with one of those push mowers too, the manual ones, not the not the ones with engines in it, right?
Had one of those.
Yes. Oh my God. And I said, John, this is what did I call it? Embarrassing. It was demeaning. Thank you. And he said, no, it's going to give you structure. Trust me. After I washed my car out of living it for a while, felt good. Taking all the crap out of there, felt pride of ownership. It's like, this is weird. Running his kids around school sometimes, to help them out. And then again, meeting Becky. But structure, the environment, looking forward to something, people expecting things out of you, that actually pulls you out of where you're at. And again, hanging in a room, I feel like I'm hanging in the room with two great people. It pulls you out of where you are and takes you to the next level. Too often we isolate ourselves and just, think of the worst. But yeah, that was rock bottom for me. And then again, I met Becky, and things accelerated really well there because I felt like I had companionship again, partnership, someone who could see me. When you get divorced, you don't think, I'll never get anyone this good. That's what you think in your mind, or I'll never see my way out of this. Thank God I was wrong.
Yeah. So your self-worth really cratered when you came back. And
absolutely.
I would I'm assuming here, but I assume
Please.
I've talked to a lot of people that have been through divorces, and you feel like a failure as part of that, because it's a defining thing in your life. You identify as a married person, and then when that doesn't work out, you feel like people are judging you because I'm divorced, and then the first thing people think is why, or like that's what your perception of their thoughts are.
100%. I had a 9-month-old. We were together a year and a half. And it was just intense. It was quick. And I just remember, like, what happened. A couple of my friends were like, man, what did you do? What did you do? That's the mantra. Like, what did you do? What did you deserve this? And you just question everything about life. And I learned a lot from it, though. And I just learned that your self-worth should never, ever be in a person. It should be within yourself, because you're going to end up by yourself at some point or another. You know what I mean? Or you're going to have to rely on yourself. I just put my value in other people, their approval.
I'm not quite sure the best way to ask this, but
ask it, Owen.
I've had conversations with people that are homeless before.
Yes.
And there's some shame associated with it. There's, a sense of you're not seeing yourself in the same way other people could see your potential. Right. And that's a real struggle for people. Mental health and homelessness a lot of times go hand in hand.
Yeah.
What was your mentality like when you mentioned you were sleeping in a church parking lot, you were sleeping in a Ford Probe?
Yeah.
I'm just curious, because I think the way you get by might be, and this is just me assuming because I've never been in that situation, but this is just temporary.
Yeah.
Like, is that what you tell yourself?
No.
And no, what is that? What is it like? What's your mentality when you're sleeping in a parking lot of a Lutheran church?
That's great. State of mind. Let's talk about that. I didn't even realize the state of my mind. I was just trying to get through the cold
That day.
37-degree weather.
Live to the next day, right?
Yeah, I was trying to worry about am I going to get carbon monoxide poisoning in my car? Let me crack the window a little bit. That's all you think about. You think about, okay, where am I going to shower? Well, there's a Millard YMCA. I can do that because I know my friend that I used to be friends with works there, and you just think of survival, but you don't think of surviving. You just think of what's the next thing I can do. So instead of looking out 1 mile, you're looking out 2 steps in front of you.
Makes sense.
And so the mentality is gone. The autonomy is gone. I mean, just all the things that you're aware of, it just becomes very, very small into a pinhole where right now is what matters, you know? And then, oh man, it sure would be easy if I just wasn't around anymore. And then you try to pull in a few people in your misery, like, yeah, I just don't feel worthy anymore. And, oh, Jay, stop that. You should stop that. You know, you should not think that way. But, you know, it just pushes you to the point of, just exhaustion. And when you're tired, you know, when you're tired, you can't work on the next loan or the next project or the next, it's right in whatever's right in front of you takes your attention. And for me, some nights was, what's tonight going to be like? What's the next hour going to be like? And you forget everything. You forget your responsibilities. You forget you have a 9-month-old. You forget that you got $11 in your bank account, right? Like you forget everything except for, am I going to die in this moment? What's going to happen? Are the cops going to come and hit my window again like they did? You know, what lie do I tell next to tell my friend that I just need a place to stay for 3 days? When someone asks you for your address, just say, oh yeah, you know, here you go. And you fabricate lies to cover your feelings and just tell everyone it's okay. So you're living for right now. And I tell you, when you put all that together, it just feels like easy to exit.
What advice do you give somebody that has a friend going through that? Because I had a friend that, you know, was medically discharged from the Marines, went through almost the exact same story.
Yes.
And he's like, he's like, I want to kill myself, but I won't because he had a kid at the time. And it was those conversations over and over. And then then it turned into drug abuse, and then it would turn into drug dealing. But then I of course, I didn't want to bring him into my house because I couldn't bring that element into my home because of my young kids. I mean, at the time they were like, 1 and 2. I didn't have my daughter yet, but I was constantly there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it drains you too.
It was draining. But I did it for probably 3 or 4 years of being there.
That's a lot to carry
consistently over and over again, trying to do different things, helping but kept on having to be that back bridge every time going through depression. But I really felt, I felt like a lot of times I was keeping them alive. But on the other aspect, it was just like, I didn't know what to do. I felt like I just felt helpless. Yeah. Because it wasn't going to go to rehab.
Right.
And he came from extreme wealth. Like family was multi-millionaires.
Yeah, I get it.
And they gave up. And so and all of his friends in our friend circle gave up on him because he burned most of them.
Yeah, absolutely. There's 2 things there, Ted. First of all is you sounded like you're doing the right things. Number 1 bit of advice for anyone. And, if it were you, Owen, and let's say we're friends and this was happening to you and I saw you in despair and hope, some people stop right there and just go, oh, don't talk to Owen. It's going to bother him. We're going to make him embarrassed. Don't make it weird, Jay. No, make it weird. Let him get angry at me. My job is to get you to be angry at me for bothering you about your life. Okay. So if you're in despair and you're hopeless, my job is to say, I don't care what you think in this moment right now, but I need to drag you by the collar and get you some help. You got to offer the help, right? Whether you know what to do or not. And I'll tell you what to do. Number 2 is having the responsibility. You can't drag it out for a long time. You are not the psychological expert or the doctor. If I say, Owen, this is what's going to happen. I mean, there's programs now. If you're a veteran now, and I think you're in danger, this is for everyone. You can call 911 and the emergency room will pick that person up. The ambulance will pick that person up if they're a veteran, and they will intake them into the ER no matter what. Even if they just say, Ted, I don't think I want to be around anymore. Dispatch will call him. That emergency room visit will be paid for, and 30 days of injury, if there's any at all from that visit, or any consequential treatment from that visit. That's revolutionary right awesome. There. I had no idea. Yes. So now that is part of it. Now, what do we do for the people who don't? Well, there's suicide hotlines in crisis. Your job is to at least get them connected. It's not like a sales call where I say, Owen, I got a referral for you. And Owen doesn't call them, right? I'm sure you call everyone Owen.
No, I don't.
but if I say, Owen, here's a connection, the connection calls you, I've relieved myself of that burden.
Yep.
Because that's all you can do. I can't live at your house. I can't come pick you up. I can't be there for you every time. I've got a family too, and it's not fair to me.
Mm-hmm.
But what's not fair to our relationship is if I don't do anything. Make the connection to a professional organization, get out of the way. And that's all you can do. So you did the right thing, Ted. My advice is if your friend is feeling blue, they're feeling down, make that engagement. And here, what do you say to them? You say, Ted, come with me. Let's go have a cup of coffee. No, Jay, I'm down and out. Listen, just go for a cup of coffee. You don't have to talk about feelings or anything, but if you think they're in danger, 988 is your best friend.
988.
988. Yes.
So you guys can call or text 988 for the help available line. Also, Boys Town has a line too, which is 1-800-448-3000. Just so you guys know. So check those out and take care of somebody. In my situation, this person kept on having good, bad, relapses, no relapses, and I think right now he's on a good path. It's kind of funny that when he's up and doing well, I don't hear from him.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So I feel like if I haven't heard from him now in 2 years, then I know that he's in a good spot.
That's good. Yeah. And sometimes, they work itself out. But when you give someone 15 minutes of your time, that's enough to turn the tide, to give a favorable outcome. It's when people isolate themselves and stop answering their phones that's another thing. And don't be afraid to do wellness checks with the sheriff or the police. The most you can do is call a professional outfit for them. That's the most you can do. Can you hug them? Sure, that only goes for so long. Can you tell them, stay in my house one night? You can't live their life for them.
Sometimes they just need to be able to have somebody to reach out to.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's going to answer.
Yes, but you can't do that all your life.
You can't, but when you can, and you can't.
Well, it also sounds like, and I'm assuming some things here, but you mentioned there's kind of like lies on top of lies when you get to the point where you're really close to the rock bottom.
Yeah, you're fabricating.
Yeah, yes. and it's you burn social capital pretty quickly.
100%.
Right? So
yes.
you can only couch surf so many nights or so many weeks at somebody's place before that bridge is almost burned.
Oh, and can I share this? So when you're in the basement of someone's house that you care about and there's husband and wife are upstairs, through the vent you can hear, hey, when's Jay leaving? You can hear that. That's loud. And you can feel it. You can, good morning, how are you? You know what I mean? Just leaving out the back door through the sliding door and, I locked it. I ran through the garage. Like there's so many elements of shame and embarrassment that you feel like a secondary citizen.
Yeah. Now, okay, to kind of turn the corner here.
Yeah.
We had Ted and I today. Ted put on an awesome real luncheon today. So we had kind of a goal setting
workshop
platform, workshop there, and there was Brandon Turner and Colin Schwartz and Vince Gettings were part of this organization, and basically they went through a whole kind of series of worksheets and goal planning sessions. And where I'm going with this is, so when you're to the point where, kind of like it seems almost to the point where all hope is lost. And I'm likening this to, it's like driving through fog, right? So you mentioned all I'm worried about is the next thing. Yes. When am I going to eat?
Yes.
Like how can I keep at least a roof, or even if it's a car roof, over my head?
Yep.
When's my next meal coming? You have almost like fog lights on, right?
Correct.
And then how do you get to the point where you can open that up and have the high beams on and see like way out in front of you? And like, how'd you claw your way back? And 50-mile march, I know, is a part of this story at some point.
Yes.
But how did you get to the point where you are now, I guess? And we'll talk obviously more about what you're doing now, but
obviously the radio.
Oh, so what's crazy is, when you pull your head out of your butt is what I call it, right? When you just get to the point of a little bit of relief, what pulled me out of it, Owen, was accountability to people that I trusted. And what I mean by accountability, I don't mean silver handcuffs. I mean, they were like, Jay, we're here for you. Let's go do something. Jay, we want to include you. But as soon as I felt normal again, as soon as I felt the fight or flight go away, that's when I put my head up and I started saying, okay, what can I do next? I hear people's advice, Jay, you should do this. Jay, you should do that. I was not in the mode of listening. You got to listen. You have to do the things that are uncomfortable. It's either uncomfortable to apply for this next job or uncomfortable to ponder your death, right? One of the two. But it was not a process. Oh, and it was not 7 steps to your better life. It was people loving on me, people caring about me. It was like you're doing to your friend, Ted. I didn't want the help though, Owen. I had to accept it. I had to embrace it. I had to feel like there was something more. And as soon as I felt purpose, there's the key word is you want someone to pull out of their darkness. They got to have purpose. It's not even money. They just got to be seen and have a purpose and say, Jay, we need you for this. Oh yeah, actually I can do that. Owen, we need you for this next $1.5 million lend. It's purpose, and it's not about the money or the dollar figure. It's like, I'm solving this problem for someone and it's making me feel good. Mm-hmm. The addiction to dopamine was there definitely. But when you have those good feelings of belonging and accountability to a tribe or to a community, that's when things get better.
Is that what kind of advice you'd give to somebody who's really struggling and feels like they don't have many options? Surround yourself with other people and have an accountability buddy.
In my book, I talk about it. Isolation is bad. Insulation is okay. I don't want to people this holiday season. Peopling is crazy, right? Seven holiday parties. Oh my God, we got to do all this.
Aiden and I were just talking about this before you walked in. Yeah.
I mean, I'm all about connecting with people, but I've got to insulate myself and recharge. Isolation is bad. I'm just going to disappear off the face of the earth. Nobody wants to be around me. This is bad. That's not the right frame of mind. The right frame of mind is when you need help is to go seek it. We've been taught in the military, don't seek help. You're fine. Here's some ibuprofen. In life, as men, we've been taught, hey, listen, you're not supposed to feel this way. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to feel that way. Shut your mouth, work hard, and provide. Well, I'm not saying that we need to be feelers either. Like, oh, my feelings are hurt. I'm going to get therapy at work, or I'm going to bring this to the transaction. No, nobody wants to hear your baggage either. But you have to be around people like you guys, people who are constantly building. And I don't even talk about rich people. I don't talk about money. I talk about, can I open up to Owen and have a conversation? And do I respect you enough that when you say, hey, there's something in your teeth, that I'm going to listen to you, right? But you got to respect me enough to say there's something in my teeth. That's the problem. We have a lot of friends.
I tell everybody that there's something in their teeth every single time.
That's crazy.
I mean, I would want to know. Like,
but you know, sometimes the people you don't care for, people you're not connected with, you're like, oh, okay, they've got something on their face, so I'll just let it be. But my advice is plug into a system, a community, let your friends pour into you. And for the person who's feeling that way, just listen to them. You don't have to even respond. Hear how much they love you. Hear what they want for you. There's more to life than 6 feet under, man. There's a lot. And here's the other part. This is the misnomer. If I disappear, if I kill myself, the pain will go away. It doesn't. It only gets transferred to all the other people that love you, and it perpetuates even stronger forever. Tell that to the victim. Tell that to the person feeling that way. They'll second think it like, I don't want to hurt my mom. I don't want to hurt my daughter. I don't want to hurt my friends. You will hurt your friends. Your pain might stop temporarily, but the 16 people that surrounded you, they're going to celebrate your anniversaries. They're going to question. They're going to talk amongst each other, and they're going to cry and be in pain. So think about that. It's a selfish act. And oh, Jay, how dare you say that? It is. It's for you. Nobody else. No one ever became better because someone killed themselves. You've never improved anybody's life by killing yourself. You know what I mean? And that's hard to say, but I want people to know that there's more to gain living with people who care about you than it is to just even isolate yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty deep.
Yeah, we started off with a bang here.
God. My God.
The first 25 minutes.
My leg cramped up.
All right, so you turned off the fog lights.
Yes.
The brights are on.
Yes.
And talk us through what happened, next in your journey, and maybe if you can tie in 50 Mile March.
Well, first off, you mentioned meeting Becky. You didn't meet Becky when you were homeless.
Oh yeah, at the end of the 10 months, brother.
Really?
Yeah, you met me around that time too, when Jay
I met you as Jay Towers.
But yeah, that's when things were getting good. That's when things were really good.
But I mean, how do you pull a hottie like that when you don't even have a place?
This is how you do it, brother. You mask it, right?
I've known Jay for long enough I could say that.
Yeah. So things started getting good. Oh, and I started DJing all over. I was working at the radio station. Shoot, I was sleeping at the
Sweet
radio
98,
station.
baby.
I mean, here's the other thing. Radio personality on the outside, Owen. Hey, everybody. And then at night, sometimes I'd sleep at the radio station. That's when things started getting better. But
I got a picture.
Oh my God!
I got a picture of Jay Towers. Yeah.
That's so terrible. Wow. I hope that doesn't make the cut. Oh my gosh! Look at this. I take this off at night. But Owen, as time started, I opened my eyes, and here's what propels me. I'm so afraid of yesterday, Owen, that I will perform well today. I don't want to go backwards. People say, oh, Jay, do you ever get burnt out? No, brother, I have been burnt. I get tired. I get frustrated. I get kind of like, I don't know, just when people say I can't people anymore, or I can't think right now. But burnt out is a word that I just don't want to be.
I feel like every time we interview somebody that had like a near-death experience.
Yeah.
Just like a really dramatic moment in life.
Yeah.
Like we just interviewed AJ Osborne.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know who he is.
Yeah.
And, he was on the deathbed, completely crippled. Only thing he could move is his brain, his eyes function. Yeah. Coma for months.
Yeah.
And to this day, he's still in pain, but it was a pivotal moment for him. And now he's one of the biggest private-owned storage unit owners in the country. It ranks in the world, but it was that pivotal moment. And there's so many stories like that where people have this bottom moment, or maybe it was drugs. There's so many people that are like drug addicts that we've interviewed. And
yes.
it's just amazing. They're like, nope, that was bottom. It's only up from now.
And Ted, you met me. I mean, DJing started it for me, Owen, being around people, performing, DJing in the clubs. You're like, what? DJing in the clubs? This is interesting. That's when I was at my best.
Football teams.
Yes. And it made me feel like I belonged somewhere. Again, a tribe of people to be celebrated somewhere. I would DJ for free if I had to. Not now, but I started being recognized by my peers, and I started seeing, influential people. I took notice. I was no longer looking at the fog lights. I was looking at the clouds. I was like, hey, how did you do that? And I started getting inquisitive. I started getting really, can I pick your brain? Can I sit with you? And then just model the behavior. But there's one thing I knew that I would do if I would ever get the opportunity to sit with somebody. Ask the questions, shut your mouth. Ask the questions and shut your mouth.
That's like podcasting.
Yes. and really, I listened, and I didn't idolize, but I will tell you that I thought to myself, one day I'm going to have a house. One day I'm going to, have a place to call home. One day I'm going to be happy with a family. And those were little small goals. And I remember Becky and I going to open houses when we were young, and we had no business going to open houses. We went to Linden Estates open houses. Here's how I started manifesting, Owen. Swear to you.
Good sandwiches there at those open houses.
Yeah, open houses because they served food and everything. So I went to an open house, and I still remember the street it was on. And I remember getting out, just feeling good. And then I started waving to the neighbors. Hey guys, how are you? Because they were like as if I belonged. I'm sure they looked back at me weird. She goes, what are you doing? I said, babe, we're going to live here someday. I promise you. That's right across from where you guys were today. I moved in 11 months after that into Stonehenge, not in Linden Estates, but across the street, right?
Linden Estates adjacent.
Yeah, Linden. But I swear to you, I started manifesting. I said, babe, don't worry. It's okay, hon. You don't have to say that. Because of her kindness and saying, I'm not going to pressure you to create this life for us. She allowed me to experiment into I sold shakes. I sold everything. I did all the multi-level marketing things you can do. Like I just wanted to learn, right? And man, I even did Mary Kay for a bit. You know what I mean? Yes, no, I know. Yes, I
Mary
did.
Kay?
Yes, I did because
He saw that pink Cadillac. He's like, I'm going to have that pink Cadillac.
My aunt in California said, if you want some of the Tony Robbins things and some of all these, motivational speakers, she goes, you should join Mary Kay Local. I did for 3 months, but boy, did I get a lot of tapes out of there. I got a lot of, Mary Kay, just her philosophies on life. I didn't meet her, of course, but I met a lot of like-minded people who are like, how's it going today? It's going wonderful, Jay. I'm like, God, I was going to say it's going wonderful too. I wanted to mimic the behavior of successful people, and I didn't know accidentally getting in the MLM ring or the sales arena would actually get me the people who wanted to climb. You know what I mean? I don't care what they sold. I just loved the people. I mean, remember I did the shakes thing with the whole car and all that stuff before?
Yeah,
I mean, oh my God.
You know,
but yeah,
I tell you what, though, the manifesting is a big thing.
Manifesting is huge.
You're going to laugh at this, but to this day, every time I pick my kids up from school, we jump off the Dodge exit, we drive through Linden Estates on the way home.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the kids are always like, why do we always go this way? I go, first off, I'm avoiding all the traffic. Because I'd rather take a long way than have to sit at a stoplight. And I go, second off, I like to manifest and feel that I go, and they're like, are we going to have one of these houses? Which one are you going to buy, Dad? And they're always like, they see the for sale signs. Like, which one's going to buy? You buy that one? You buy that one?
Yeah.
And I was like, one day, but maybe you'll own one of these houses.
Yes, because to tell them that they can.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, Owen, and I just thought about this now, both of you. I just thought about this, like, how do I get to the next step? Owen, I will manifest a parking spot in Target before I get there. The closest one, and my wife is always like, how the hell did this happen? I'm like, babe, we're going to get front row parking. Village Point, where you never get.
Never.
Always.
Yeah.
So after that first house,
always, because he's looping around for 25 minutes waiting for the open.
No, bro, I swear to you. But from that first house to the second house, I said, babe, we're going to build a house. She's like, no, we don't need to do that. We're happy here. What was the name of the Hearthstone Homes? Yeah, you want to build a house with us? Because I had the radio gig.
Yeah.
And then I said, we're going to buy a bigger house. The house that we live in now.
That Hearthstone home was big.
Oh my God. We had a casino night in there.
Remember I had my limo company.
Oh
yeah. And then I came and picked you guys up on like a holiday party or something.
Oh my God. But I will tell you guys, it's about manifesting a better life. It's not even systems and processes and goals. Act as if, not fake it till you make it. Act as if. You know, what would I say if after the end of doing a $5 million lend with Owen? This is what I would say. You know, it took us 2 hard years to do this. I knew that you'd be there for me. A couple of my friends are saying, wow, Jay, how'd you buy that corner of the 178th and whatever? These are the things I hear in my head. So act as if. So when I do come to you, you better lend me $5 million.
All right, deal.
Yeah. But you know, it's
manifesting.
It's manifesting. I just manifested a deal between you and I.
No second position loans.
I like it.
So this is, man, I did not anticipate us going this direction.
And we don't have to rush. We don't have to rush.
No, this is great.
Seriously. I mean it.
So do an inventory right now. Like, what is your life like now? We've talked obviously about, you know, kind of the journey through the military and then coming back to the reality check of what it's like being out of the military and trying to exist on $17 an hour.
Yeah.
And, you know, a marriage that ended not well.
Yes.
And the subsequent, you know, removal of the fog lights and kind of getting into more supportive surroundings.
Yeah.
What's that resulted in?
Can I give you some first world problem today? Like, okay, remember the problems that I
this
told
will
you?
be good. Yeah.
Here's a first world problem. This is a great contrast. I was trying to send my trust documents to a lender so that I can close on a deal today. And I thought we were pushing and pushing. It was a wrong trust document. I sent a disclosure from another deal because the PDF's not titled. But do you get what I'm saying? Like, wait, I have trust documents now? I have an LLC. I've got a few of them. I got to call my CPA, but I know that son of a gun's not working today. Those are the level of problems that I've come into, which are great opportunities. I mean, my mind now is not a scarcity mindset. My mindset is this, even texting back and forth with Ted before this, because I didn't want to cancel. I valued this moment so much that I said, you know what, that event can wait for me. I wanted to connect on this podcast. I wanted to share the story. And now I own my time. I tell people it's important that you own your time. It's important that you're freed up from having to answer. And I don't mean that I'm set from every anchor in life, but I'm in a place that I'm debating on buying another Airbnb in the next 4 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to wipe out my income. I'm picking up a Tesla on the 30th in Kansas City. I'm worried about, do I get the supercharger package or not? Right? Do I get the FSD?
Do it.
I'm going to do it. But, and I'm not bragging. I'm saying I pinch myself, Owen, because I was homeless and now I'm your homeboy. You know what I mean? From not knowing, I've got a window to throw the pot and the piss out of right now. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that. I feel grown up to where I can contribute now and make a positive impact, because for 20 years, Owen, I told God, and Ted, I told God, like, if you help me out of this, man, I promise I'll give back. Well, guess what? I lied to him too for 20 years. For 20 years, I lied and said, I'm going to help veterans. I'm going to help veterans. Kept saying it. Nothing. Then COVID hit. And I asked 6 friends if they wanted to walk with me from Lincoln to Omaha and raise $2,500. We raised $25,000 in 24 hours.
Dude, that's cool.
Oh my God, bro. Every time I talk about it, still get goosebumps. And then some idiot 3 weeks later says, are you going to do it again? I was like, that's a one-time thing. No. And then 39 people the next year.
Who were the original 6?
John Bodie, Tom Simmons was there for part of the way.
With, help me.
Dr. Jimmy,
the
Better Homes and Gardens.
Better Homes and Gardens.
Yes. Better Homes. Tom Simmons has been incredible, by the way.
He's a good guy.
And there's a lot of story there, but he's incredible. John Bodie, my neighbor across the street. Dr. Jamie Seaman, she's Dr. Fit and Fabulous. She's on social media and all that other stuff. Her husband, Ben, my God, my brain. He's a pastor now. Tim Sons, and one more name. Hold on. I
need a tattoo.
I do need a tattoo. So here's
right underneath the 50-mile march tattoo.
Here's the other part. Some days I have slow cognitive function. Today is one of the days. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I did bump my head in the military twice. So
just ask him about me. This is why Owen talks more than I do.
Oh, Ashley. Oh my God, it'll come to me. Oh my God.
Hey, well, this is what radio edits are for, man. We'll splice that right in like it never happened.
Yes. Okay.
So the OG6, it grew. You got called out and apparently committed to doing multiple years when you didn't plan on it.
Absolutely.
What is the 50-mile march? How many years are we into it now?
So this next year in August will be our 7th mission technically, and Operation Freedom Path. It's 166 people last year. I'll anticipate we have 200 people walking this year. We have 1 volunteer for every 2 walkers. We have 7 to 12 support vehicles. We have full police escort. This year will be our $1 million year. So we raised about 800, 900-ish just on the march itself.
Well, you have some super influencers that are like Kyle Loftus from 1320.
Kyle Loftus.
I mean,
Kyle Loftus called us one day and said, hey, we want to make a donation. I was like, I knew Kyle Loftus was. I was like, okay, I thought it was a prank at first, you know, and that guy, $118,000 he donated to our organization. But there's a story behind that. His dad was passing at the time, or he was, he had cancer, and I met his dad, and a lot of us met his dad, and I promised his dad that I would help carry his name, and we talked about his cousin, Uncle Max, and that was it. Kyle was like, here you go, thank you very much. And then Kyle called me one day and said, I'm walking. I said, are you gonna? Okay. You're busy, Mr. 1320 video, flying in helicopters all over the world, hanging out with NASCAR greats, right? And here I am. He's like, nope. He walked twice so far already with us, and he's raised a lot of money, and he's raised a lot of awareness, and he's raised a lot of eyes on our cause. And I can never thank Kyle enough. And he carries his father on his back every time. And Stephen Loftus is on his back every time.
What does somebody have to do to be a part of this? Like,
yes.
do they have to be veterans? Can
no,
anybody walk in it?
Anybody can walk in it. Thank you for asking. January 10th is the cutoff for the application. It's on 50milemarch.org. You have to fill out the application. It's $100 registration. There's a qualifier in April that you have to qualify for. It's a 10-miler. Yeah, it's a 20-miler. Excuse me. It's a 20-mile qualification. And and it sounds like you're interested. We talk about interest.
I'm doing my first 5K this year, so let me knock that out with my son, and
you
then I'll
do this. You can do this. And then you have to raise $2,500 before the walk. So the walk is August 22nd and 23rd this year, I believe. Whatever.
Right in the teeth of the heat and humidity.
It's the worst day in the world. And I picked it on purpose. It's before the Huskers. It's before anything else. It's almost in the midst of nothing. School's back. It's kind of calmed down. It was 2 years ago. It was 106
I
on
believe it.
370. And we had 22 people fall out that year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 23.
I had
maybe.
multiple people tell me that this year was the hardest walk because it was uneven ground.
Gravel on, the Mopac Trail. So we had to get off Highway 6 this year because it was under construction, and the government doesn't like us walking on the streets. But can you imagine approximately 180-ish people between support vehicles and walkers on the road? But at night we were walking on the Mopac Trail, and that's gravel, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It shredded people's feet, people's backs. Oh my God.
I heard from so many people. Blake Martin.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All these people were telling me about like the gravel was the most brutal walk. People have been doing it with you for years.
Yes.
They said the gravel was rough.
It was.
Yeah, thinking about it, it seems like, it'd be annoying for a couple of miles. Like you could probably deal with it for a couple of miles, but like 50 miles
Bro.
and you're on gravel during a lot of it.
Yes.
Like it's uneven, you're unsteady. Like, your back could be killing you.
So is it going to be on gravel again?
We're determining the route now. It could be all urban, which means all of Omaha, where we tour the streets of Omaha, which I don't know. We'll see, but, or we'll go back to the other route. We have a whole operations team that's already meeting started in November. They do this like a military battle scene. They have over 200 hours of planning between 6 people to make sure we get from point. We're talking like how many bathrooms we need, how many medics we need, how many foot care people,
water stations, everything, stuff like that.
Everything. I mean, they thought of every wind temperature. This one, Martin Aprich wears a wet bulb temperature. It's a Garmin instrument and has the black wet bulb. It tells you what the ambient temperature is, how hot he is. So if it gets to a certain point, he's going to call us off and say, can't go any further.
Did you see how Bob Koenig walked 140 miles across the state?
Yes.
He actually had people walk with him too.
Yes.
And and I remember how many days it was. I donated towards that one. I
lost a lot of weight,
but
and that dude was not fat at all.
No.
Yes.
He's a 15-year Marine.
Yeah.
And he raised awareness for PTSD, and that was his big thing. But he had a lot of coverage.
Yeah,
That's
super cool.
Deal.
No, I like this. It's so awesome that you're doing this.
Thank you.
I'm really into it. I do want to ask though: is nipple chafing a thing?
Absolutely, I get it. So I had to put Band-Aids. Thank you. Yes, I said, did we just become best friends? Yep. Band-Aids. Yes.
Not PCs.
Or see, I wear these now, and I got smarter. So I wear the A shirts.
All right.
But if you wear a shirt that goes like this,
yeah,
could you imagine that doing for 50 miles?
It's more the ass shape that is where my mindset is. But I heard you
get
pile
that
the
too.
stuff in there.
The ass shape, as Ted says, there's a whole concoction that you do for that. You do the powder, the butter, body butter, a lot of stuff. Like, believe me,
Monkey Butt is a brand.
With multiple stops just to relather.
Oh, brother.
So it's a real thing, guys.
You got to change your clothes because, I mean, if you don't change your clothes, you're going to chafe really, really bad. So at some point or another, the chafing.
How did Forrest Gump ever do it?
I don't know. I'd love to talk to him. No, I promise
happens.
It's crazy. You got people who are bodybuilders who crumble apart because it's their feet or they're chafing or the cramping, and then you get people who are not in the best of shape who are the ones like are like, come on guys, let's go. I'm like, what?
I mean, that's my biggest fear. It's like my biggest fear even doing this 5K that this spring is I get shin splints like no other.
Yeah,
and to a point where I can't walk.
Yeah,
and I mean, I try and stretch them out. And that's just running with my son for a mile around the track. I'm in some of the worst pain I could ever feel. Like, how do you get through the shin splints?
So symbolically,
it's just
putting yourself in pain is, I don't know, maybe there's a dark side to me now. I want to put myself voluntary through so much pressure and pain, like it's almost like sadistic, right? If I can do that, I can do anything. It's a state of mind. If I could put myself through hard times, weight on my back, crushed gravel under my feet, walking with people, sweating, tired, cramping, all that stuff. When you get to the point of like, can I go forward? That's when you find the best of yourself. I remember even the worst I've ever felt, I mean, was nothing compared to the pain that I used to go through, mentally. I live for that because the more it hurts, the more alive you are. The more sensory you have. And it's almost like triumph. God, this is going to suck. Your mind will tell you no, but your body's capable of so much more.
Jay's the guy that's walked over hot coals, I bet.
Oh, bro. No. The fire walk? No. Yes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create my own motivational school, and I'm going to do the Lego walk. I'm going to put Legos there instead of fire.
So every morning, my business coach, Jason Dries, has me standing on nail boards. So I stay on nail boards 60 seconds every morning before I go to the gym, and that's pretty painful. It really was painful when I was in a hurry and I stepped off it fast.
Oh yeah, you're not supposed to.
But
right?
and the quarter of my foot was landed on one knee, and I jumped off the other one, and all my pressure, and I had 5 nails go through to the bone.
Oh my God, bro!
But he's like, you just master that, and when you can handle 60 seconds and it's not painful, then you go walk on coals like me.
Oh my God, no! But it's totally putting yourself. But the pain, you get past it, Ted. I promise you, you get past it, and then at the end is glorious because that's when all the pain and all the suffering gets lifted. I mean, people are hanging on to each other's arms. There was this one lady, half her body shut down. We're afraid like, hey, you might be having a stroke or something. She goes, no, she's an endurance athlete. But anyway, half her body was like limping. They weren't carrying her because we don't want to help her too much. Yeah. They were just supporting her. And she walked 1.5 miles to 2 miles like that while her son-in-law carried her.
Which, a 5K is basically 2 miles, Ted. I mean,
you can do
3.3, I think.
You can do it.
This lady was paralyzed on half her body.
We do 5 miles every morning, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
This is my tests, so this is my
test. It's your first step.
My first, I'm not a walker or runner, just so you know. And I've been adding it to my gym routine just so I can prepare for this.
I love it. But it gives you something to look forward to. Same with the 50-mile march. We've got a lot of people who just tell me like, hey, Jay, I'm so glad you have this because I'm just looking forward to it. Hey, Jay, my health has got better. Hey, Jay, my mental state is better. Jay, I've met some friends. Jay, I'm getting married to so-and-so. Jay, I'm talking to my spouse again. Jay, I talked to my dad again. Hey, Jay, I talked to my crazy grandpa. And I want to share this one and then we'll move on. I won't say his name, but I said, why are you walking? You haven't prepared. I know you haven't prepared. You haven't even raised money. You've done. I said that. I kind of chastised him or poked him a little bit. He's like, I got to do this, man. I was like, you don't have to do anything. You can be on support because I'm worried about people's safety. He goes, no, I'm going to do it. I said, why? He goes, they called my grandpa retard. And I this is a strong word. Grandpa came back from Vietnam and grandpa would sleep in the shed because nobody wanted him in the house. He was so shell shocked. The stories he told me. Grandpa wasn't talking much when he came back. He always slept in the shed or the garage, the attached garage, and he had a bed and everything in there, and that's where people would be. He said, everyone would call him Grandpa Retard my entire life, and I never knew what that meant. He goes, I'm walking for my grandpa. I said, man, that's deep. That's deep. So that taught me, like, Jay, stop prejudging people. Everyone's got their own struggle. Not everyone's going to come, out and tell you what their story is, but that humbled me, and I was like, man, I made sure that dude finished. And he did. He finished with a smile on his face. And can you imagine someone calling a grandpa that name? He was shell shocked from Vietnam. That's all he was. So, and when he crossed the finish line, him and I had a moment. We didn't say much, but we just had a moment, and so many moments in there. But
a lot of stories.
Yeah, God, I could go on. I can go on about the stories. But anyway.
Is that what your podcast is all about, those stories?
No, my podcast is just about getting down, connecting with people, just kind of like we are now. But sometimes I do have veteran-centric stories,
Seems like you could almost have a 50-mile march podcast and then interview anybody that's ever marched.
Oh, brother.
And then find out what their why was and the reason for the march. That'd probably be a good interview.
So we have testimonials of them doing like 1 to 2 minute videos. But you're right, Ted, coming soon because we are getting more organized than we have been.
Love that. I know that you have so much to say about 50-mile march, but just kind of give you you went from the homeless to meeting Becky to becoming a DJ.
Yes,
and
yes.
then
insurance.
That's when I met you.
We worked together.
Yeah,
yes. Oh
my
God,
we worked together in insurance at American Family.
Yeah,
and then you became a district manager in insurance,
at Farm Bureau,
which led into getting into real estate as an agent with your wife.
Yes, she was the team lead. So things got really great in insurance. And my wife was like, well, I don't want to work at so-and-so anymore. She didn't say that, but I saw it in her eyes. It was a blood-sucking company, great position. And I was like, babe, do whatever you want. Life is good now. I promise you. She goes, well, is the money going to continue like it is? I said, I promise. She couldn't believe it either. I couldn't believe it. So I said, do something you want to do. We went out on a golf tournament, and one of my friends who's a financial advisor sat with her, two gals just yapping away. She jumps out of the cart. I think it was at probably one of the last few holes. She goes, I'm going to go in real estate. Right? I said, it hit me so hard. Like it was like, listen to me, I'm going to real estate. She was a little buzzed, I thought, but I said, remember when we used to look at how I didn't say that to her at that moment, but I said, God, please just let her have a good time. I don't care if she sells 1 or 2 houses. I just want her to have a good life. She's been the steady the entire in the relationship. And so she did that. I joined her 7 years later in 2019. We had no rentals, no nothing. We were just starting to get good with money. And I just remember watching everyone doing, I'm like, we can do this. Oh, this is scary. The first one, scary. Gosh, if I don't do 2 to 3 a year now, I feel like something's wrong, which is crazy to me, right? I mean, I'm the easiest realtor to get along with because I really believe the house has to be honored. You know what? It's going to work itself out. It's a leaky pipe. It might be $2,000. It'll get fixed. Hey, Jay, we can't do this. Fine. I don't want anyone to think I'm weak either, but things always work itself out. So that's where we're at now. We're tax strategy planning, we're looking forward to next year. We're having a couple days where we shut down from the world and we're talking about 2026. And we have rhythmic meetings about our goals and we're dreaming. We're dreaming. We want better for our kids. We want better for our community. We want to give our time to things that matter. And self-realization moment just now while I'm sitting in front of you guys is I'm blessed to be sitting right here, right now. And just being able to say this because I never thought I'd be this proud and happy. You know what I mean?
I love those moments when something just kind of pops.
Literally just now. I even forgot your last question, man.
Well, here's a new question for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Good,
so you've been an insurance agent and a real estate agent.
Yeah.
Which one's harder?
Gosh.
Oh my God.
I thought you'd be like this on that one.
They both have their pressures. They're both high income potential. So the people for both is what makes the variable, right? So I think they're both equally as hard, but I am navigating through the real estate world more aware now than when I first. So first 3 years, I'd say real estate was harder because it's the building of your pipeline. With insurance, it's, that everyone is qualified for that product right now. With homes, it's like, okay, who needs to either move, sell, or what have you. So the time factor of the building up, the first 3 years in real estate were harder than the first 3 years in insurance.
Oh man, I think the regulations that you have to deal with in real estate are way harder. But I think you can get quicker money in real estate because a lot of times you get friends and family to jump on, where insurance just feels like it's just like, I struggled that my first year, and it didn't matter how many deals you got done.
Right.
It just felt like, it was just an endless battle going all the way through. And I just feel like you could get these deals and it paid so little versus like real estate, you can get a big chunk of money.
Yes.
So I would say real estate is easier than insurance all day, every day.
My first real estate transaction was an online lead from Op City. And I had to drive to Morse Bluff, Nebraska. And I think I made a whopping $1,200 after all said and done. 24 times back and forth, 1 hour each way. Had to show aunt, uncle, and the neighbor across the street. Like, trust me. It for me, being in real estate, I don't care if it's a $116,000 transaction or $1 million transaction. I know it sounds altruistic.
Changes lives.
It does. I was the kid on the other side of that $116,000 house. And when they cry, I cry. It's sometimes in the $1 million houses where people are like, you're dealing with their assistant or their person, or, hey, call Jeff over there. He's handling this. I still want to say there's connection, but I really, truly love first-time home buyers and veterans. I'm addicted to it.
I have never been an agent. I've obviously been on the investment side. But
you paid a lot of agents before.
I have paid a lot of agents. But I was in insurance sales for a while, and it was masquerading as, and I was an investment advisor, but really I was selling life insurance to survive.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
And I did that for not long. It was about a year and a half. And I was in the top 5 in the state of Nebraska for my recruiting class that year. And I was starving. The people are like, how are you doing this? And I'm like, what do you mean? I can't pay my bills. And the funny thing is, we were living in an apartment at the time, and I remember we had about an $800 a month rent.
Is this you and Jen at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had she just moved back from Kansas City. We moved in together. That was part of the stipulation. If I'm moving back for you, we're moving in together. So there's a little
good move.
Yeah, that was a power move on her part, and it worked. And but it was really hard. I mean, I was bartending at night just to make the ends meet, and they weren't meeting. But I look back, I remember this because this was during the time when you actually wrote checks for all your bills.
Yeah, yeah.
And I look back at my checkbook, and I had eliminated literally everything you could possibly eliminate for a frivolous expense.
Yeah.
And I looked back at that time now, and I don't have no idea if I still own that checkbook registry, but I really sucked it up during that time and just did absolutely the bare minimum of expenses.
Yeah.
I look back now and it's kind of a point of pride because I was I really ate what I killed.
Yes.
And even though I was starving, I had a lot of pride over what I did during that time. And I felt good about what I was doing for people because I knew that most of the people that I met with were not going to do what I was telling them to do,
right,
or advising them to do otherwise.
No one had the brave conversation with them except for you.
Yeah.
Except for you.
And it was hard. I was in my early 20s and I'm calling on people that make a lot more money than me. I had an imposter syndrome severely.
Yes,
but
100%. Believe me, it still creeps up every
time. But to your point, Ted, you can make big rips on real estate commissions if you happen to know somebody that's selling sweet house.
Insurance is a long-term game. You get the
it is
long-term, long play.
I quit at a terrible time, obviously, because the renewals build up and you start building a book of business and and all that.
Ted, I struggled. $1,200 a month was your base, or $1,000 a month was your base, if that.
Yeah,
and it was 10%. You're starving. I was starving. I did not have a good run in my first company. You remember that, right?
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, it was rough.
I sold some cars and lived with a girl I shouldn't have lived with.
but you learn, and you look back at those days, Owen. I can see you reflecting, and I can almost see a little bit of joy now because you can appreciate getting kicked in on your teeth.
I'm proud that I did that.
Absolutely. Banging the telephone the way you did pays off now, I bet. Or all the phone calls that you made from now until then got you to where you're at.
Yeah, we had a box of, this was the CRM we had. It was a box of yellow cards. It was
the one card system.
The one card system. Yes. Yeah, it was Northwestern Mutual. That's
where you were at Northwestern. Oh my God.
Yeah,
bro.
So we had a one card system.
Marty McGuire's there too.
Marty was there too.
For years.
Yeah.
But it was, and they had the best. I would say this. I've been in part of a lot of sales organizations. They had the best sales organization.
Your race coaching sessions, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
7 o'clock in the morning. You're gone, get out of here, right? Nope, you did this, and you did appointments and all the, bro, I've seen that system. If you made it through there, no wonder why you're at where you're at. It sucked then, though.
It did suck.
And you were drinking the Kool-Aid, so were we. But yeah.
Well, Jay, for time's sake, let's fast forward real quick here. What does your investment portfolio look like? What are you investing in? What are you looking for?
Okay, so right now it's 15 doors. I mean, it's not huge.
Yeah.
To me, though, that's huge.
What's your buy box when you're looking for those, though?
When you say buy box, I don't know what that means.
Part of town? Is there a certain criteria that you...
No, Ted, this is how uninformed I am, okay? I want you to know, I'm not the guru or even have a, when
15 doors is 14 doors more than most people.
Yeah, and I will tell you that I still feel hobby, and part of me says, okay, I have a strategy in my mind. I'm 55 today. I can retire when I'm 57. Who says that, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when I say retire, it doesn't mean get in a rocking chair. It means truly let go of all the responsibilities and just work when you want to. I want to get to 25 doors. I'm looking at single family, I've looked at a couple multi-units, but I've sold a couple for my friends, and I can hear you don't want to become a landlord because they all want a referee. I hear that all the time, so it kind of scares me. But my wife and I are I don't want to call us flippers, but we find good gems. Becky, my wife, is, incredible with a hammer. She's incredible with her grace, her intellect. She's not bad looking either. She is so hardworking that we can find $150,000 purchase turn into a $275 either sale, flip, whatever, or a rental. That's crazy to me, thinking of that too. So I don't have a method. I don't even know what the BRRR stands for, right? I know it's like get in it, sweat equity, and then sell it, right? I don't even know what it stands for, but I do know that
it's a good book to read, though.
Yes, I do know that I've raised 3 other investors. One guy from Turkey, another guy from Somalia, and another guy here who's in the United States, here in Omaha. They trusted me. Their first 3 transactions were me the hardest. Some of them have surpassed me. One guy who is cash only because that's what his belief is. It's cash only. No, this guy went from being broke in COVID to having 15 or 16 doors plus his primary now. I don't know how it happens.
Might be a good podcast. Let me refer him over to this.
Yeah, I'm going to. He will tell you, I will tell you that him and I were kind of going through the process together. You're saying, well, how did you do it? People would call us and say, hey, we're in dire straits. We need to sell our house. We gave them 2 options. Here's what it would look like if you put $15,000 into it. We could sell it for top dollar. Here's what it looks like if you just turn over the keys today. We gave them the disclosures. They're like, we want the easy method. Here's your check. Let's go. To me, there's dignity in that, and I've just started learning that in the last few years, I still pinch myself, just bought another house off 153rd and Q, and we're like, oh my God, I hope it's rented. Boom. We decide to turn it into an Airbnb. It's already booking. It's just, I'm to the part where I'm starting to understand. I don't have any property management company. It's just me and my wife right now. But I wish now that I'm going to have a property management company. It's not worth it to me to go and change a filter.
It's just an Airbnb. If I look at my Airbnb business right now,
yes.
And today it was internet's out, the chair broke.
Yes.
Yesterday it was the lock needs battery.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally can just keep on going down the list. It's been a crazy 5 days with Airbnb, so they are a lot more hands on.
Here's where my success is. I am connected with every one of our tenants, and I'm not trying to become altruistic. Even the ones that really are challenging, I treat them like I would want to be treated when I was, not having the best of times. Don't worry, I know the rent, blah, 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 but it's only happened a couple times. But you tell these people, when someone tells you something's backed up, you don't call them and say, what's a problem? You call them and say, hey, I want you to know we're going to solve this. We're going to figure this out. I appreciate you bringing this to me. Mm-hmm. They think I'm crazy because of some of the places they left. Like, gosh, you're so nice. No, I want to be talked to that way.
I also don't want my place ruined.
Yeah, there's that too. But you teach people, you treat people well, and it usually reciprocates.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, speaking of things being ruined, we have a section that we lovingly call Failing Forward, where you can probably guess by the title here, but we talk about something that didn't go according to plan in your life, and we've talked about obviously your early days.
Yes.
And what's happened since then. But you got anything maybe that you learned along the way through a failure that you might be able to share?
As things started getting good, guys, you get a little bit of capital, and that little ego of yours is like, come on now, franchise system, whatever. You're going to start something. Cryotherapy business. You remember that, Ted?
Yeah, cryotherapy.
Oh,
okay.
Bro. About 5 years ago, I'm like, the check.
I've done some cryotherapy.
Yes. I thought, okay, this is.
I didn't know you owned it though.
I owned it.
I've seen you in those machines all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll accept the responsibility when owner occupied businesses require your time. I want to open a bakery. Remember, when your baker says they're sick, you're going to be in there, right? Remember, I want to have a cigar bar. Well, your general manager is going to say that there's some tragedy that you're going to have to be general manager that night. So my lesson is this for my life, for the things I want to do, no owner occupied. It was a very good lesson. It was a good bachelor's degree, let's call it, in opening a business that you should not. Just because you have the capital to open a business and you have the aspirations to open a business. So we went through all the process. We talked to the manufacturers. We talked to the vendors. We talked to the gurus. Guess what they'll tell you? All the good things. I should have called the competition. I should have called someone in Kentucky and say, hey, how's it going up there? How long have you been open? So the part of the advice is ask the people doing it. Don't let your Uncle Rico tell you, what a great idea. That's going to help so many people. And thank you, Uncle Rico. Uncle Rico's never had a business in his life.
But he did throw a football over those mountains.
Yes, he did. He did. Yes. Yes.
Great movie.
but the learning lesson there was don't over ski the edge of your skis. Don't open a business because you think you can. I don't even know what problem I was going to solve. And don't talk to the vendors only. Don't talk to the salespeople only because they'll make you feel good. Talk to the people doing it. And you're thinking, Jay, that's so elementary. No, it's not. Because anytime that someone wants to open a business here in the Omaha market, they wanted to be the best at it. Other people don't want to give them secrets and things of that nature. That's what they think, So do more research. And that costs some good money. And I just remember defeated attitude, right? But here's the other part. I was like, you know what? I can remake this. I'll make this again. You'll see. And I remember, gosh, a transaction last year made that, right? Like just because you can doesn't mean you should. And that was a learning lesson for me. That was ego. That was financial. That was strain on time, strain on a friendship. And like I said, I will not ever do a owner occupied business that I have to be at. I just can't.
Good tip.
I mean, who knows, right? Like real estate. Do you work from home, Jay? No, I work in other people's homes. That's what I love. I'm a remote worker, right? But I respect those people who can own restaurants and service-minded businesses, and plumbing businesses. I think real estate is one of the best industries to be in, especially if you're a solopreneur or you got one partner, because you got a good network of people anyway. You never have to be at any one place at any time. The only ability that you need in real estate is there's two. You need visibility. Okay. That's number one. And then I'd say the other one is availability. Visibility and availability. Those are two things. Think about it. You got to be available. You have to be ready. You have to be available to your family. You got to be available to your lender, to your inspector, to your client. That's available. And if you're not available, which those people, you're like, how does she or how does he even sell? You can never get hold of them, right? And then number two is visible. Do people know what you do? Are you visible in your community? Are you making an impact, or are you just waiting for leads at networking groups? Like, who are you? So those two abilities, I think, make a really good salesperson. I promise you, I've never written a contract in my life. My wife has. I mean, because she's way smarter than I am. You want to see 3 hours of work and witness me put together a purchase agreement? Forget it.
No, we all have our strengths.
Yes.
Just so you know, when it comes to my office space, I use my office in the Airbnb whenever it's open.
Oh man, that's awesome, brother.
It's a great spot.
Oh yeah, yes. Get away from distractions too.
Well, Jay, great failing forward. We do have a section that we call the OT with Owen and Ted. We have a series of questions that we ask every guest to finalize the podcast. We did give you a little hint of what to expect here. Okay. These are the fun ones. Take it light, take it fun, and we'll blast through these.
Yeah.
Owen, you got the first one here.
Fun one until number 3, or fun ones until number 3 here.
Okay.
Okay. It's book signing time.
Yes.
Apparently you have one.
Yes.
Is this true?
Yeah. It's called Let's Go.
Let's go.
I say that all the time. If I could sum it up, it's like, stop overthinking. You have so many things in life to look forward to. Everyone has great ideas, and they have this little voice in their head that says, that's not safe. Don't do that. Yeah, you're right. And that little voice in your head can be shut down by the word let's go. Before you jump out of an airplane, before you get married, before you run into a house before a fire, before you do something scary, before you step on stage, before your next event, let's go. Let's go. That's what it stands for. So, yeah.
Is it available on Amazon?
Amazon and Books By and every other outlet you can.
Did you self-publish, or did you find a publisher for that?
No, I self-publish, bro.
What's that process look like?
It is a writing coach. For me, it was a good investment. I mean, I'd say 6-month journey of truly, I've always had papers all over the place, but my writing coach sat down with me, 6 months, coming over her house, typing out, her talking to me, her saying, well, explain more about this, like literally someone over my shoulder. And that was not cheap. Why? Because when people like me pay for coaches like that, they pay attention. If she would have said, I'll do this for free, I would have never showed up at her house. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, editor, typesetter, second editor, proofreader, test read, PDF to digital, then to true hard form. When that book came to my house in the author copy, I cried, man. I cried. I was like, you know why I wrote the book though? Not for y'all to read, for my mom to know that your D- student is not a bobo. I'm serious. She spent $4,000 a year in all boys school in California for me, and she wasted every penny. I promise you. I promise you. Yeah, and she knew it too. She thought joining the Air Force, I'd either get a good life out because I was going to go nowhere. But I dedicated that book to my parents. And I thought, you know, hey, Mom, I just want you to know, like, I wasn't as dumb as Father Healy said I was. You know, I wasn't as dumb as the dean said I was. I was just uninterested. And so putting this book in their hands, you think, oh, they're not going to read it. My dad had 4 pages and she had 3 pages of notes for me. You know what I mean? They live separately, by the way. They're no longer married, but they had so many questions, and that filled my heart. And if nobody ever bought the book, it was worth every penny.
Man.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Second question.
Yes.
You have a podcast. What's it called?
It's called The Connection.
The Connection.
The Connection. Yes.
It could be The Connection or any interview in the world. You can
Yes.
interview anybody that's alive today.
I already know.
Who is it?
Yeah.
And you can ask one question to get answered.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be real estate or business. It's
Yes.
whoever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it?
David Goggins.
Oh yeah.
I
actually almost brought his name up when we were talking about the 50-mile march.
Yes.
When you were talking about
Bro.
basically don't be a PUSS.
Yes.
Fill in the blank.
Yes. I am manifesting. David Goggins will walk with us one day. I promise. I don't know why. Leah Johnson. Do you know Leah Johnson?
No.
Anyway, Leah Johnson owns an event company. She walked 1,000 miles in 100 days, tagging David Goggins every day, like, walk with us, walk with us. The end of that walk, she met him, and one of those big motivational things, you know, that everyone gets goat rope. She got selected to meet him. She's like, are you kidding? I have pictures. I'll send them to you. Leah Johnson, David Goggins.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, I promise you.
So-
We've had some notoriety, though, from some people.
So if you don't know who David Goggins is, he's
Yes.
an ultra marathon
Yes.
Guinness World Record holder, considered by many as among the world's best ultra endurance athletes.
Yes,
Can't
and he's
Hurt Me
dark.
was
Can't
that
hurt
was
me.
his first book.
Yes.
Great book.
Yes.
I listened to it on Audible. Like
Yes.
he self narrates. It was really impactful.
I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about him. So
Oh,
I'll check it out.
brother. Okay.
Oh God.
Oh, Ted.
I'm
your
surprised
life's
by this.
your
Yeah.
life's gonna level up. I don't know why. If you like dark, if you like, this guy was fat and he called himself the N-word, and he was anyway. David Goggins. You want to know what I would ask him?
Yeah.
You know what I'd say? This is because I know that he's had dark days, and the question you asked me, besides the obvious, what pulls you out of those dark days? Because he's got a mental. He talks about putting all his pain in a cookie jar and all that stuff. Like, I think I know the answer, but I want to say, David, what is it that on a dark day when you get into the cookie jar of pain, what pulls you out of that? Now, it's not running ultra marathons. I just want to hear him say, here's how I pull myself out of it.
Yeah.
Bro, that'll be the price of admission right there.
That is why I asked you that question. Like, I want to
Thank
know
you, man.
what the secret is
Oh, bro.
to like pulling yourself out from the depths.
Thanks, man.
Because everybody has a different rock bottom.
No
It's
one's
not-
asked me that.
It doesn't matter how far down your rock bottom goes. Everybody's got one.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's all relative
Yes.
to your situation.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
like, there's, I'm so glad you shared that, because that,
Brother,
that was,
I never articulated it that way. Like, I thought, like, oh, be around good people. But I really thought about the fog lights and man, that was a good analogy.
How many times in your life do you guys think you've gotten, not necessarily to, or gotten close to rock bottom? Not like calling out. Like, how many times in your life do you think you just hit the lowest lows in your own personal mind?
You go first.
I have two.
Owen.
Yeah, I'm
Two.
at
Yeah, I can think of two.
I'm at 2 myself.
I only say one.
Yeah.
I know. Like, I remember even being scared overseas when shit hits the fan. Like, the rock bottom for me was what's going to happen in the next hour, 2 hours. That was rock bottom. It was no freedom, no nothing, trying to calculate how many gallons burn overnight to see, you know what I mean? Like, will I have enough gas in the morning? That was rock bottom. The rock bottom was lying to my friend saying nothing was wrong. Yeah, rock bottom one time.
I never hit rock bottom, but I feel like I got close to that point twice in my life.
And like you said, everyone's rock bottom is different, where some people say, you know what, they're just going to leave town and because they've hit rock bottom, or they're going to leave life. There's no comparison to anyone's rock bottom. So I want to honor that, right?
Yes.
But for me, rock bottom was I was ready to exit the world. That was the rock bottom.
Yeah. Well, okay. So going dark and then going even darker, we're at your funeral.
Yes.
And somebody's going to be delivering your eulogy. Who do you think it will be based on what you know now? And what do you hope they're going to say about you when the lights are off?
There's only one person that I really want to say anything, and she's a woman of few words. It's my wife. You know Becky. She's not flamboyant. She's not. Blah.
She's got you for that.
Yeah. And I hope that she's able to live her best life. But what I hope she says is, God, it's almost selfish right now to think this, you know? I mean,
well, it's your last, it's your last thing.
Yeah.
So it's okay to be selfish.
You did it. That's all. I just want her to say that, whatever it is. Jay, you did it. I can hear her. Jay, you did it. Those words to me, they mean so much. Again, why her? I mean, she is. I was thinking Arnel Pineda from Journey earlier, right? Like, because I want Journey to play at my. I'm telling you, brother. I mean, I
had a mixtape of Journey.
Did you? Yeah. That's awesome. And anyway, I want my wife to say, "You did it." And if it's other people speaking around my funeral when I passed, I want someone who I don't know for their life to be better because of the 50 Mile March. That's what I want.
You know, what's a little serendipitous about this is we're talking about this, and my biological father died when I was 11 months old.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the few things I got from him after he died was his record collection, which made me a big record fanatic.
Yeah.
So I've always grown my record collection since then. But I have a Journey album, and it's got a love note from high school between my mom and my dad on it.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah.
This is so crazy. I'm talking like you can't make this up.
So one thing, and I know we're running short of time here, but so I like to remember impactful moments from podcasts that we do. We have guests that come in every week. Ted and I have been fortunate enough to interview some just absolutely amazing people, right?
Yeah.
And everybody has a story.
Yeah.
And we want to give a homage to the people who have taken the time to come in here and share their story, right? And I wrote down a note just now that said, cool note, Jay really loves his wife.
Oh, man. Thank you, brother. I do.
Yeah, that's always been
I've never written that before, but the way that you paid homage to her with what your last day on earth is, or the day after the last day on earth.
Yeah.
And to have somebody say that about their wife, like, what a huge honor. So
thank you, brother.
That's cool.
Yeah, I never.
It's almost like Owen's getting choked up.
No, I promise you though, man. Like,
it is my question.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna cross this T out.
Yeah, that's my question. That's fine. You think it's my first day?
Yes.
Okay, so if you had to think about your whole life in general and think about the person that had the biggest impact on you, mentor, we'll say, who is that mentor that you've had in your life? And if dead or alive, if you could speak to him right now, what would you say to him?
There's a lot, but I don't want to leave anyone out. But I do have to say, if it's for, I don't want to say his last name, but John, he is the one that helped me see the dignity in life again, you know. And if it was financial and career wise, it would be Ron. These are two people very pivotal in my career who are in my life that were with me at a turning point where I had to make decisions or investments in myself or be better or be different. I think I had a lot of friends and colleagues. I met some pretty influential people in radio, right? I think those are all fun things. But these two people looked at me for the person who I was and said, hey, remember where you came from. They're comfortable about talking about my past. And they're not afraid to call me out, these two people. And they are still alive. One is high level in a company and the other one's high level in the community. And pretty cool, he sells Harley Davidsons. But those are the things I would tell them. Thank you for taking a chance on me. And not even knowing you're probably mentoring me, I wanted to model myself to be like those men right there. That's why I chose them. there's a lot of people I know. So,
wow, this has been really emotional for me. I don't know about anybody else out there, but Jay, how can our listeners support you? Are you looking for anything in your business or life right now? What's the best way to reach you? All that fun stuff.
Life is going great. Business is going great. Here's my ask. My ask is that two things. Get involved with us at the 50 Mile March organization, 50milemarch.org. I don't care if you're volunteering, walking, signing cards on Tuesday nights when we do our thank you cards to our donors. If you're a media person, we are a young nonprofit with good structure now. We're building a $30 million project. If you're in construction, if you're in lending, there's a lot that we're going through right now with strategic planning. Get involved. I don't care if you just want to make sandwiches one day, and I don't care if you want to help us write a strategic plan. Our organization is pretty amazing. So that's the ask. The number two ask I have is if you see a veteran, it's good that you say, thank you for your service. That's great. But here's what I want to hear as a veteran. Because of your sacrifice or because of things you've done, I'm able to crush this life here. Do you know how much that would mean to me? Do you know how much that would mean to me? Because that's all we want is you to live your best life. And for the ghosts who can't come back and say you're welcome, they will agree with me to say we sacrificed for something, for it to be better in this lifetime, for your life to be better. Not because we did it for you, we did it because of you. And when people tell me, here's the other part, oh, I'm sorry I didn't serve. Don't say that. Stop saying that. You were here running the home front, and we need people to come back to. We need people to keep the factories and the businesses and the economy open. We needed someone to come back. We need to come back to somebody's arms. So when people tell me, I'm sorry I didn't serve, don't ever say that. Don't say that. You served in a different way, right? I never want anyone to feel less than. And so that's one of the things I want to help clear up. So those are three things that I'm asking for.
We have quite a few listeners that are outside of the Nebraska area that are national. Can they still donate to the cause?
Absolutely. Last year we had, and I hope the number's right, 22 states participate to come here and walk. 22 different people.
That's
right.
Cool.
That's incredible. When I go to an airport and I see this, I'm almost like, I always go up and say, how are you connected? One day I was in Hy-Vee and someone said, hey, that's a cool shirt. My cousin did that. I was like, oh, tell me about your cousin. And they're like, how are you connected? I said, oh, I've done it a few times. Like, I just want to hear them. I don't want to be like, I did that. You
never
know,
big time them.
No, I don't want a big time. Thank you. I don't want to big time them. I want them to have their moment. I want to see what our organization is about. And eventually I'll say, okay, well, thank you. It's not about, hey, I just need to let you know I want them to be pure. Oh my God, it's so good too. It's so good to see. And when people are like, damn, your tattoo, this is not this is not ink, brother. This is a tattoo.
I can tell.
Oh, and I tell you what, I'm proud of it. It's the only tattoo I have. And there's 6 of us now. Our executive director got a big one like this. People are committed to this. It's not even an organization more. It's a cult. And I say this in the best way.
It's true.
Culture, right? Culture. People are diehards. They give their last. I mean, we got people who are suffering one moment, get involved, don't even have their last to give, and then they prosper because they've got to be around the right people. So, yeah.
It was just today. I was having my lunch event, and my mom was there.
Oh,
and my mom, not knowing that I was interviewing you today, said,
Monica, I love her.
She goes, I was cleaning out some stuff of yours, and I found a whole bunch of pictures when Jay was a comedian at and she's like, and we had Omaha Nightlife at the time. And, and she goes, and you guys did a hurricane benefit for Hurricane Katrina.
Yes.
And we put it together in 5 days.
Yes.
And you ran the facility that we did that at.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's funny because I'm interviewing Jay on the podcast today. And she's like, no, that's his grand opening. I'm like, no, that was September 2005.
Yes.
We did a Katrina thing for the Red Cross.
That's
donated,
so
I remember, $25,000 in 2005, which is pretty good for
that is awesome.
For a local small, that 5 days.
We put it together in 5 days.
Yeah.
It was the first benefit that happened that I am aware of.
That was such a blur, Ted, but I hope Monica still thinks good of me. I always see her and think good of her.
She told me to tell you hi. Anyway, so
man.
she was like, I can't believe you're like, I'm like, small world.
That is nuts, man. That is nuts.
But we've had years of history.
Yes.
Known you for obviously 20 plus years now.
Easily.
And you've gone through lots of stages in life. You've always been a master networker. Even before I knew what that really was, you were that person that put themselves out there more than anybody. But
thank you.
I'm glad we ran into each other at Cigar Bar recently, and then we're able to come here and get caught up.
Yeah.
I love everything to do the 50 Mile March. I have so many friends that have been involved with that, still involved with that, and that part's pretty cool. And I've been donating to the cause through those guys, not gals yet, but I'm sure there'll be a couple gals I know.
Yeah.
But appreciate what you're doing, and tell Becky hi.
Yes, I will.
Tell the kids hi.
Yes.
But with that, Owen Dashner, we see us out.
On behalf of RIA Radio, Aiden Bear, and Ted Kosh, I'm Owen Dashner. You've been listening to Jay, from fog lights to staring at the clouds and building a rocket ship, Miralles. Signing off.
That's so cool. Yeah, absolutely. How's this? 1 and 7, 6 and 7.
Oh,
6, 7, 7. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know, but he does.
No.
Kids don't even know.
Every time I.
I'm 6'7", he goes, how tall are you?
I'm 6'7". It's funny. That's great. It's not the skill of just radio
edit for Ted's fart in the middle of a serious question.
What? Okay.
Put this in the outtakes.
Yeah.